Hello, everybody. So today I wanted to talk about why most new businesses fail. So here's the thing. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, and it is the quickest way to make money in America. The most effective way to make money in America is to generate the most you can possibly generate. That's by starting a business, controlling your income, controlling your stream. You see, when you open up a McDonald's, you can expect to make $3 million after 2 years of owning a McDonald's, right? And yes, you have a franchise fee and all of that. But after everything else, you have a typical understanding of what you can expect. However, you open a Subway's, you might be expecting no more than 300,000. I've even looked at owning a Dairy Queen, as I've told you all in the past. And that Dairy Queen was only generating $45,000 a year after all expenses was covered up. Definitely wasn't enough for me to purchase it at $300,000 a year. I mean, $300,000. So then you got property taxes, everything else, all that other expenses. So it just didn't make sense to purchase that Dairy Queen. So you can look at a business model, you can understand what that business is, and just say to yourself, you know what? This business is not going to be producing what I need for it to produce. So it's either I innovate something new, or I go with a model that probably makes some money, but not enough money, if that makes sense. Or I go with a model that makes a ton of money, but it's going to cost me a lot to get into that venture as well. And then there are those who get lucky and end up getting something very good for very cheap. And so I wanted to talk about why 25% of new businesses fail within the first 2 years. 45% of new businesses fail within the first 5 years. And over 65% of new businesses fail after 10 good years. There's been stories of people losing it all. There's been stories of people starting a business with their 401k, with their retirement, and not having no money afterwards, right? Even me being a property manager, even me owning real estate is a business, and it's a new business for me. I've only had it for 2 years. So I've already passed the statistic of failing in that first 20%. However, I'm not out of the clear yet, because there's another 8 years that will dictate whether or not I fall within that 65% that fails within the first 10 years. With understanding that, what structures, what models do you have in place in order to guarantee your success, in order to guarantee that you are risk diverse, in order to guarantee that you will stay afloat no matter what the economic stresses and pressures are? So why do most businesses fail? Well, number one, bad bookkeeping, bad accounting, not understanding how much money is actual cash that you can spend, or cash that you need to put away for taxes, or cash that you need to put away for employees, or cash that you need to put away for a rainy day because you might not make $10,000 this month as you did the previous month. Maybe you only make $6,000 because of snowstorms and whatever else may be the case. Or a COVID event happens, and now guess what? You don't have anything available because of that. So not putting enough away for a rainy day is a definite sign that your business may go bankrupt. Your business will bottom out. Another reason why people may lose their business: bad leadership. Never ran a business before, never read any books, just thought, you know what, I'll wing it, I'll get into it. Yes, some do succeed, but the majority will fail, as the statistics have shown, because of bad leadership, bad team morale, bad team building, not paying people enough or paying people too much, right? It's finding the balance, understanding what your peers, what your competitors are paying, and maybe match that, pay a little bit less or pay a little bit more, depending on the structure and the profitability of your business. And that all starts with accounting first, understanding your numbers, understanding maybe if I take less, I can pay more, right? So all these things are important in order to help determine how profitable your business will be, how much your business will generate for you, and if you should even invest in it to begin with. With that being said, the third reason most businesses fail is, for lack of better words, too high of an expectation for a business that is going to generate less, right? So when I looked at that Dairy Queen, I looked at the numbers. I was expecting maybe that Dairy Queen will produce $90K plus a year. And if so, I would gladly invest $300,000 in order to get into that investment today, because with inflation and everything else, I will surely generate $110,000, $130,000 over the course of a few years. And to be honest, it was very, very close to my home that I currently live at. And so it would have been a very easy commute for me. And, I'd be my own boss. And of course, that is very empowering and that is very, inspiring. And it would have been a great accomplishment. But for $45,000, half of what I was expecting, all of those good things that I was looking at was of no consequence. It all starts with the money. It all starts with how much does this business generate? Me going in there, advertising my butt off, trying to sell in a location that's kind of hidden is not going to generate as much as I think it will. Maybe you get to 60,000, but you don't get to your goal. See, if they were at 90,000, if they were at 85,000, then I can say if I do all those things, I can probably get to 110 this year, maybe 120 this year in that business. But because they had none of that going for it, I'm already starting from the bottom of the bottom rather than starting from the top. So tell me, is that a good investment? Would you invest $300K to be earning $45K a year after all expenses? And then you got to put some away for a rainy day. So now you're only walking out with what, like $25,000 a year? You're living off $25,000 a year running a business. For some people, it's just being a business owner, it's just running a business that drives them. And they'll do that for 10 years. In 10 years, you only made $250,000. You still have not made back your investment. For other people like me, I'll say, you know what? This is not enough. This is not going to cut it. We need to maximize our returns. I need to maximize my money. I'm going to look for where I can get the biggest return for my money. And when you look at business, you expect business to do the best. And therefore, I'm going to continue to, look at what brings the most profitability to me, whether it's real estate, the stock market, or a business venture. But I will not go based off feelings. It's based off data. It's based off statistics in order to reach that common goal. So if you're thinking about starting a business, make sure you do more research. How much does this business generate? Where is the location? Is there a good place of traffic? Is the clientele decent, or are they more rude? Are the kids there preppy and not really willing to work, or are they go-getters who want a job and are willing to do the work, right? Now I'm thinking more of the restaurant businesses. I've looked at Dairy Queens. I've looked at Hot Burrito. I've looked at Chick-fil-A. I've looked at plenty of different chains. But there are other business models that you can also look at and say, you know what, this is going to be great for this area as well. Don't just look at the restaurant industry and think that that's the end all be all. But because I'm knowledgeable within that space, because I'm a manager within that space, a general manager, I run a store within that space, I can definitely run my own store within that space, right? So that's how I look at things. So do what you're good at and maximize it to your full potential. Don't let somebody else dictate your salary. You dictate your salary. And that way, you will definitely take over, right? So be in that 35% that are still running, still moving smoothly after 10 plus years, and not just earning a below minimum wage salary at $25,000 a year. We're going to shoot for the top. We need to manage our own expectations, manage our accounting, and then move forward with the understanding that this business is supposed to profit substantially more than what we would have made had we just worked for a company, right? So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.